Alright, so Team Builder just got a major upgrade in college football 26. And for HBCU fans like us, this is the only way we will be able to bring our schools into the game. Whether you're rocking your alma mater or you want to recreate one of the legendary HBCU teams from the past, or you want to create your own HBCU and build it from the ground up, this year's update changes everything. And in this video, I'm gonna break down what's new and what's better and how you can create your own college team. Last year, Team Builder was in its beta stage, but this year it's fully upgraded. EA has officially dropped the beta title and gave the tool a brand new look. The website now runs twice as fast because I know last year it was very buggy. And last year, if you didn't have a PC or some type of computer, you weren't able to create a team. And this year they're saying that you'll be able to create your teams on more devices instead of having a high-end PC. And what this means is more people will have the ability to create teams. So we will be able to see a whole lot more beautiful creations made in the Team Builder suite. And this year they increased the image upload cap. Last year it was 10 image uploads per team, which didn't give you a lot of room for customization, but this year you will have an image cap of 5 megabytes per upload. Now they didn't state how many you will be able to upload, but I guess we'll be having to try that out. But 5 megabytes for one image is a high resolution image, so you guys will see some huge upgrades when it comes to the resolution of those decals and logos that people will place. Also, if you created your own HBCU team last year or any fictional team, you don't have to worry about starting over. You will be able to import that team into this year's Team Builder and build on that team. You will be able to add more images, customize more areas, and go crazy with it. And they stated if any of your images don't port over to this year's Team Builder, there will be flags or something like an exclamation point showing you which images didn't upload successfully or transfer successfully, and they will give you the opportunity to update that image. And it could be for the better, because if you uploaded some low quality images last year, this year you'll be able to upload higher resolutions. And for those teams that I presented you guys, you can look forward to those creators to remix or just simply upgrade those teams and the facilities. And what EA stated is that this year Team Builder isn't only about uniforms, it's about identity. And one little point that I like that they talked about was that you will be able to customize your rivalries. Normally when you ported your team to a dynasty, you picked up rivalries of the team you replaced, or you just didn't have any. But this year you'll be able to select your rivalries, and you will be able to customize up to 5 rivalries for your Team Builder team. You will be able to update the series record. So if you imported HBCU squads and you know the details when it comes to the series record and the last game results, you will be able to add that as well, which will be great to see when you're walking into that game and they're giving you the backdrop or the history of that rivalry. That was a huge addition. And like in previous versions of the college football game, you will be able to decide if your team is a powerhouse or a cupcake, and they also will let you adjust the ratings of each player. So if you guys remember in the past where people were going on dynasty grinds where they had a team they created which had a 14 overall, which made it difficult to build that team into a powerhouse, that will be back this year. So look forward to YouTube having a lot of 14 overall teams and seeing how fast they can win a championship. That's a great challenge. That's what we were looking for last year. And as you build your team, you will see your teams overall, so it's no more guessing or anything or having the same overall for each team. You will be able to adjust the players' ratings to your liking. And as you change the ratings of your individual players, you will see your team overall rating adjust after editing each player to give yourself somewhat of a gauge to see what your team currently looks like. So if you wanted to take it up a few more notches and make a couple better players or make the team a little worse, you have that ability. And like I said, you can edit almost everything when it comes to your team. You can edit their bio, which features their name, the city they're from, as well as their weight and their height. And if you wanted to create a team full of freshmen, you would be able to do that. If you wanted to create a team full of seniors, you would be able to do that as well. And if you wanted to redshirt a few players before you ported them over to your dynasty, you would be able to redshirt players. You will be able to also assign star ratings to the players, which means their recruiting stars, which I think most people will want to stay in line with the star ratings of the rating itself. So if you're a 60 overall, that would be like a maybe a 1 star or something. You don't want to give a 4-star rating a 60 overall unless you want to just make them a bust or something like that. Maybe that'll create a great storyline. And you also will be able to edit their archetype, which they said they have a lot this year, and their development speed. So that would give creators a little more wiggle room to work with as well. Say for instance, you wanted to start a dynasty with a team full of players with a slow development rate, which will make the foundation of your team progress way slower than the rest of them, which can create a new challenge for many players. And you also will be able to choose the physical and mental traits of your team builder players as well. So if you wanted to start your team with a team full of players with no physical and mental traits, go at it. But for me, I would say maybe a do-it-all player that has all of the traits that you like for your players to have, and the rest of them with no traits, and see how that first season goes. Putting the team on that guy back. And with this year's wear and tear system, buddy might shave off 2 years of his college career playing on that team. And what's huge about Dynasty this year is that it's not just about how your players look, it's about how your players develop over time. And that is the selling reason for me this year, I ain't gonna lie. First, I was kind of on the fence thinking of it's just a repackage of college football 25, which we all can, you know, go back and forth and say like, hey, it is not that much of an improvement. But for Dynasty, I think with the new wear and tear system, along with the team builder upgrade, this right here will create a lot of opportunities for creators and a lot of fun times for people who are just casual gamers. And last but not least, the main thing that caught my eye about the team builder upgrade, this is something I touched on last year that EA promised they were going to give us: a few generic stadiums. They also said they were going to give us an open sandbox when it came to creating stadiums, but that was still not delivered. But this year we have a few generic stadiums to put our teams in, because who wants to play in the big house or a stadium with 100,000 seat capacity and you trying to grind up a HBCU or FCS team? It just doesn't feel real. The amount of stadiums that we will have is four stadiums. One will be a high school stadium. If you guys remember on NCAA Football 14, we had a high school stadium where we played Road to Glory, and some of those college teams that we created had that high school stadium assigned. And 3 more generic stadiums. So in those 3 generic stadiums, I think we'll have maybe a small stadium, a medium-sized stadium, and one of your bigger stadiums, which I think is cool. So you will see a lot of these teams that are created maybe in the middle of small and medium, and then you'll have some of those fictional teams probably fall off in the huge stadium. I like for my teams to play in a small stadium and, you know, go to the top, but I wish EA would allow us to update our stadiums throughout the course of our dynasty, which would have been huge, man. Being able to upgrade a university while you playing will make it even more immersive, because after winning 3 championships, you should be able to seat at least 40 or 50,000. You don't want to go back to the old 10,000 or 20,000 seat stadium thinking like, hey, we're the champions, but nothing has changed on the outside. That's the killer when it comes to these games. But having these 4 stadiums this year helps our creations come to life a lot more. I'm ready to see what they look like, and I'm ready to see what these creators do with it. And that's all I got for this video, man. And I appreciate you guys for rocking with me here on the J.O.C. And like I said, I wasn't going to do any deep dives, but this team builder stuff I felt like needed to be talked about. Also, leave a comment stating the team that you're going to create or the team you can't wait for someone else to create. And like I said, I'm out of here. I appreciate you guys. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button and that notification bell, and holla at your boy, man. I'm out of here. Peace.